stand as one, walk with thousands.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dadbods Beards. We've got a really interesting one for you guys today. But before we get into that, as always, want to highlight one of our main sponsors, which is Mountain Ops. They've been with us since, like I said, almost about a year now. At least by the time this one comes out. No, this one will actually be sooner than later because we've got a very special guest, another new brand partner coming on with Dadbods. But as always, check out Mountain Ops. You guys have heard us talk up and down the street about those guys. All the best clean supplements for days that'll help you on your not just fitness journey, life journey, just helping you feel better about who you are. Check out mountainops.com. Use code DADBODS. You'll get 20% off, and everything you buy online goes towards helping feeding families in need. So, without further ado, this is a special episode because we've got another buddy in the studio with us today that is joining forces with Dadbods, and that is our new buddy Robert Molling.
So hopefully we won't have dad bods by the end of this.
With 1% Fitness Kitchen. By far the best meal prep and just pre-prepared foods I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm not saying that just because you supply us with food, but like...
I've had Marie Callender's.
Yeah.
I've
had the Entenmann's frozen pie.
I've had the Stouffer Seals.
Let's be honest, you had the family pack.
Maybe.
Yeah. But Robert, for anybody who doesn't know you, can you give us a quick little rundown of who you are, what you do, and all that fun stuff?
Yeah. First, Mountain Ops, love it, right? Being in the food industry, seeing what they've done for many, many families is amazing. Super cool dudes.
Yeah.
I have been in meal prep for almost 13 years now. I never intended to get into meal prep when I first started, but it grew. People didn't know what to eat. I knew how to cook. I cooked for myself, and that's kind of how everything started. But I'm serial entrepreneur. I have two businesses right now, 1% Fitness Kitchen and then Compass Launch Kitchen. One is, the Compass Launch is like a rental kitchen, ghost commissary kitchen. But the project that takes the majority of my time is the food.
Well, dude, I love it. So we, of course, like 99% of the other people that we've gotten to meet, we've met through Sean Finnegan. Sean's a partner in the brand, in the show, and that guy is just a serial connector. Like he loves bringing his friends together. And I feel like we hit it off pretty quick with you. I mean, you kind of heard some of the stories that I kind of feel like you should have seen us last year. Like when you were what, 350? And I was right at about 300 pounds. And we kicked it into high gear, working with Mountain Ops, training for this marathon. And where this partnership comes in, for anybody who doesn't know yet, we're training for a Hyrox now, which it's nuts.
Solid.
Yeah, I had to go do the AMRAP workout right after this.
I've got a Hyrox workout tonight, and it's going to kick my butt. So
literally.
Yeah. But part of that we're realizing is that as two guys that have lost a good chunk of weight, and it's not always just about weight loss, it's about getting healthy, right? It's about just improving your...
I've stopped losing. I'm like slowly gaining, and it stresses me out.
I think it's muscle, dude.
Muscle.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I wanted to go skydiving.
Well,
It's coming.
Yeah, and that's where this new partnership comes in is Rob stepped up to the plate and he was like, hey, you guys are doing this. You guys have had some crazy progress. Let me feed you. So
You gave me hope when you did the body scan. No, when you did I thought it was a lot bigger than I was. And then all of a sudden you're like, no, dude, you're only 22% body fat. I'm like, what? I'm not 40 like I thought I was. But I was in the like high 30s, low 40s when I started this. And so it's amazing what happens.
And that's the thing too, is like, obviously, we called the show Dadbods Beards, right? Because the majority of guys out there look like us or around us, but our whole thing is not necessarily like, you got to have the six pack, you got to be super cut to be all this stuff. Obviously, that's nice, and I don't think anybody's gonna turn their nose up at it. But for me, it's been just extending my time on this earth, feeling better, being able to get up and go do stuff with my kids.
Well, you just went on a hike on Sunday with your kids.
Yeah.
I go on hikes now with my kids and wife every Sunday, and I'm just like, 5, 6, 7 months ago, never would have happened. Wouldn't want to do it. Just wanted to be in front of the TV, just relaxing.
It's like church.
Yeah.
Nurch,
Right.
nature church. That's what we
And
call it.
except
dude, I love
he
it.
thought there was a moaning puppy.
Oh, dude. Okay, this is way off of topic, and we'll get back. But this is, I mean, we've been at Robert's place a couple times now, and this is how the conversation is always just stupid stories. We went up to Donut Falls and then Solitude, and we just took the kids around, walked a few miles that day, and we walked around the Solitude Boardwalk. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
And I kid you not, we're walking around. I got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old, and my daughter's like, "Dad, there's a puppy. Do you hear that puppy?" And we're like standing there. You're not supposed to go off the trails or whatever, but I kid you not, there is a puppy whimpering off the trail in the forest.
Yeah.
And we're pet people, and I'm like, okay, I go off the trail, and I'm like, first, I'm like, okay, I gotta find this puppy. Second, as a content creator, I'm like, this is gonna go so viral because I'm gonna find this puppy, and then everyone's gonna want an update. Couldn't find the dog. Couldn't find it, and I was like, beaten up about it. Anyways, we find a park ranger as we're walking around. She's like, "Oh no, that's a boreal toad. They sound like whimpering puppies."
Weird.
Like a frog.
I've never
Like a
heard of
frog.
that. Yeah.
So on the lesson there is, I would have never learned that had I not been eating better and gotten out and been more active.
You eat healthy, you can learn things
You
about
learn
toads.
random facts. But
Now when he's on Jeopardy, he can answer it.
so yeah, what
Alex,
amphibious
for
animal?
500.
Yeah. So give us the rundown of 1% Fitness. Unlike, because there's a million different food to your door services now, right? And I think most people have tried one or the other. This one, I've tried a couple of the big ones before, and I didn't like one. I don't like cooking. I know that's kind of like a swear word to you. I love that these are all completely done and packaged and stuff like that. But
I
like,
love I can take it to work.
why
don't
did
have to
you
have a
decide
stove.
to start this? And like, give us the quick rundown of why it's different.
So I think the biggest factor is it's made with care, right? It's not your big F word production where it's, I mean,
We're going to have
profit's
to
great.
bleep that out now.
Oh, the F word?
You said F word. We're going to have to bleep it
Oh
out.
yeah, the F word's terrible. I think the biggest separation is like they're adding stuff to preserve, which is nitrogen. If you chat GPT anything about consumption of nitrogen, that's why they have you puncture it before you consume it, right?
Oh, I didn't
What
know
does
that.
nitrogen do to your body?
Not good things.
Does it just give you gas and that's my problem?
That too. Yes, just blowing wind all the time.
You are a nitrogen.
I've just
fixer.
had way too much nitrogen.
So like leaky gut or what they've said is it creates tears inside your stomach.
Oh.
So that's why they have you puncture it. We
That's
don't.
why you don't
Instead of
have
adding something, and they call that MAP, we remove something, which is oxygen. And we can preserve without preservatives. One of these meals that you'll see on here is cornbread. It's made in house, and there's no yellow 5.
Yeah, I noticed that. So it's
Wait, which one has cornbread?
I don't think you
maybe.
brought it. So the cornbread, one of the meals. So you got 8 different menus.
I'm
one
just
of the meals
excited for
week.
this one.
That one's gonna be fire.
So we've been eating these for 2 weeks now, going on the 3rd week. And I will admit, going from a guy that was a lot of fast food, a lot of processed food, a lot of late night food. I mean, I was a food addict, legitimately, with depression issues and things like that. I was sometimes 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 calories a day. And that's why I ballooned up. And one of the biggest things that I think you and I have talked about, and I want to riff on this for a second, is the fad diets, the restriction diets, all of these diets that are like, you've got to cut this, like only this, only this, only this. And while some major athletes will benefit from that and they have the discipline for that, guys like us, we end up falling back and we crash. So what's like the science or the brain chemistry behind like providing these super savory, delicious meals? Because I don't feel like I'm missing out while I'm eating these.
Well, that's the intention. We have 16 different menu items each week, and it's just a variety of different cultures, entrees, right? And it's our spin on them. And so we figured the more variety that you have, the more likely you're going to stick to it. Restrictive diets don't work because they're restrictive, right? You mentioned food addiction. It's the only addiction that is hard to see when somebody's not morbidly obese, right? And then you celebrate around food. So it's probably worse than substance abuse, right? Like narcotics, just because you have to have it to exist. which makes it hard. So if you can make it enough variety and enough flavors, so like some of the meats are smoked, some are sous vide, then grilled. We just have so many different methods shredded because you can't just go chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
It won't last for long. So we do have a line, which is the customs, where you can specify what you want. And that's for like athletes as they're prepping for shows or specific events. And they have like, they want hands off. And we'll actually sit down with them like we did with you and go through the nutritionals, training, all of that, and say, hey, here's what you eat. And then all they eat is their shake and what we provide to them.
So what's the back? Okay, time out. I have 2 questions. I'm going to start with the first one. I've been eating these, and obviously I have to eat a little bit more just due to the fact that I'm a bigger dude, like meaning I have to eat more proteins and stuff like that. I think after I eat 3 of these, I still have to eat 120 more grams of protein with what you have me with our plan. So I've been doing lots of protein drinks and stuff like. Sometimes I start adding
Egg whites.
Egg whites. I
Heck
started
yeah.
adding, which by the way, not cheap. You said they were cheap. They're like $20 for a carton of 4.
Where are you going? Costco?
No, Sam's Club.
That's your
Yeah,
that's
go
your
to
first
Costco.
problem.
Costco is so far away.
And the lines are
You
long.
can get a box of 6 cartons of egg whites for pretty cheap.
All right. Anyway,
Not sponsored by Costco.
I feel like
me
is
egg
it
whites.
because it's natural? I get a little bit, so I don't feel bloated like I used to. But do you get hungrier because it digests so much easier or
Well,
something?
you have a lot more fiber, and when they're not like quick acting carbs, you're not. I mean, I'm confident you'll adapt to it, but with the current training that you're doing and the calories you're trying to get to, you're going to be eating.
I have no
And the
problem
egg whites
eating.
are a good hack.
Yeah. No, when you
But just
said that,
feeling
I
hungry.
both try. I'm like, I'm not
But
going
see,
to do raw.
this is the flip side, and I know that there are some people that will listen to this and be like, "Oh, well, you guys are sponsored by 1% Fitness, so of course you're going to be like, no." Like, as 2 guys that have taken the last year to really try to dial in our health and taking it to the next level. Like, when I was using my Fitness Pal and I was trying to just calculate and measure every single little thing. You hit a point where when the big guy that really likes the drive-throughs creeps back up because it hits that pleasure center in the back of your brain, and you're
a greasy hamburger.
yeah. I mean all the different things of like, I gotta measure this and I gotta cook this, and there's some times where you're just dead on it, and then the fact that it's got all the macros I need right here. And so this is helping me and helping us take it to the next level. And which is also cool is for my wife, who has seen me be a bigger, unhealthy guy our entire marriage. Like, I'm smaller now than when we got married. And I could kick the crap out of 27-year-old Logan, no doubt.
No joke though. We just did a reel, and where I had to wrap my hand around his stomach and lift him. A year ago, I wouldn't have been able to put my hand around. Actually, we tried one for another thing, and I couldn't put my hand
but
around
that's the
him.
thing is, but that's the thing is, I still have a level of which I want to get to, and the thing is my wife was lovingly joking. She's like, well, working with Mountain Ops and working with 1% Fitness and doing these high rocks and these things like that. She's like, we've jokingly talked about changing it from Dadbods to Rad Bods or whatever.
It's changing.
I've never.
But the
said
thing
Rad
is, or Jack Bods,
like, no
and
cosign.
Bods and Beards or whatever. But the point is that
Sexy bots.
we've also had a lot of guys message in, and tag us in things of kind of like, hey, I went for a run. Hey, I went back to the gym. Hey, I went and did these things. Because it's not about getting jacked. It's not about, getting down to a certain percentage and stuff like that. We're just trying to help inspire guys of like, hey, we've been 100% in those shoes for years, if not decades, and we're feeling better about ourselves. We're feeling, we're seeing more success in these areas. We feel more confident. We feel happy. We feel healthier. And this is one of the just kind of the next step for us. And then you and I talked earlier today. What's the math on like one of these meals? Like roughly, what's a meal like this
Like
cost?
$12.50.
Okay. What's a double Baconator large meal from Wendy's cost?
I don't know anymore.
It's like $16 now. So people are like, oh, I can't afford to eat healthy. Well, you can't afford in multiple ways to eat unhealthy. And I feel like I'm kind of getting on a soapbox a little bit, but like having been eating these, feeling better, getting into the gym, feeling like I have more
even
energy.
if like for instance, I just had one just to bring to work for lunch, saves you money and you're eating, and it tastes freaking good.
Yeah.
And it saves time. Time is like, I ask people, I'm like, do you change your own oil? 90% of the people, no, I don't. Well, why not? Because I don't have the tools, and having this person do it faster and checking all the other functions, you know, your air filter that they always ask you about.
Yeah.
Doing that, it just saves time. So you can do the things that you're supposed to
these?
do.
It's rice.
Not rice. This. I thought it was the same thing.
Couscous.
It's either couscous or orzo.
Either way,
It's tasty.
the first experience I had with them, I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, this tastes so good. But the texture threw me for a second.
Oh, dude.
Because it was in the peppercorn steak one.
Oh yeah, that was couscous.
Dude, it's so good.
So that's I'm not a fan of gnocchi or gnocchi or
Gnocchi?
however you say it.
Yeah.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Not a fan of it, but
It's in this one?
it's in that one, and it's actually good. I was surprised.
So couscous is, I've never had
Couscous.
it,
Oh,
but it was
couscous is-
so good. The texture threw me off for a second, but after
slimy.
I called him and I'm like, was it weird for you? He's like, but I'm like, I ate the whole thing. I couldn't stop. I don't know what it was.
I love couscous though. But see, this is the thing. So obviously, I mean, we've got these guys. You guys can see them, and we're gonna do some other stuff. We're gonna eat some of these later. We'll save you the ASMR. But it's not just about the 1% fitness. As you guys know, when we have people on the show and we talk about these things, we like to talk about. I call them the top ramen stories. That's what I've affectionately started calling them. Like before where you're at now. And I don't know how far down that route you want to get into, but it hasn't always been, you know, owning multiple businesses and you know, feeding a couple of chunky guys and all that stuff. So what
Wait, who's
led
he feeding
you?
there chunky?
We're fluffy, as what Gabriel Iglesias says.
Previously known as.
Yeah, the artist previously known as Dadbods. But before 1% fitness and before that stuff, what was life like before that?
Oh, it was fun.
Is that like an asterisk next to fun?
Yes. Raised in a interesting childhood. Substance abuse, poor decisions. Pretty much cost me up until I was about 28. Spent about 7 years in and out of institutions. All of it was related to substance, right? You'll hear me in my story speak a lot about different addictions that co-align. And I allowed mine to consume my life till I was about 27, 28. And it's still an ongoing battle, right? That you have to give attention and remember what caused all the negative things in your life. And currently, because I have 5 kids, a lot of that I've kind of swapped out addictions. Now I'm addicted to going to my kids' sporting events and things like that. It's weird. The gym, different things like that have filled into place. And so like food and nutrition have kind of taken that spot where it's like, I enjoy doing this. And even better, I enjoy, instead of harming people, helping people.
Oh, I like that.
A lot of times addicts don't think that their substance abuse hurt other people, right? Because it's a selfish thing. I'm putting it in my body. Nobody else is being affected. Your kids, your wife, your parents,
So
whatever.
you were married during that time with kids?
No, I wasn't. I had kids, but it took until I would say my 9, well, he's 10 now, but around the time that he was born was kind of that determining factor where I was like, all right, you can't keep doing this stuff. It's a cycle, right?
So it wasn't because you got caught or doing something, it was just like, it's time?
Well, it co-aligned with the time that I finally got put into my first rehab. Did 3 months in there, got booted out on day number like 70, and I had hanging over my head 2 prison sentences for second-degree felonies. So they were pretty serious. And the judge, and it worked out well because I ended up staying up there for another 18 months in sober living. And that's kind of, because all the guys from the sober living would come and they always knew that I cooked. And so that's how I got aligned with my schooling. All of that was through that rehab center. And likelihood is all of that saved my life. I'm I'm confident, but it put me in a direction in a safe environment to change my identity from a addict or criminal, right? To somebody that is contributing back to society. One of my first big transformations, his name is Josh Craig. The facility that I went through is called The Haven. He started as a client way back when I was there, and he would consistently go back to meth and cocaine because of his weight, right, and his insecurity there, and it filled a void. And he lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Oh, wow. And he was like one of my first big losses.
Wow.
Now, fast forward to current, he is the director of that rehab center.
That's rad, dude.
And helping so many more people.
So it's come full circle.
Oh, it's cool. It's amazing.
So what would you tell people who might be suffering from addiction and how to get out of that trend, that mode? Because from my understanding, those who are addicted don't want to be. And they hate that they're addicted and that it's ruining their life. They know, they're not dumb. But it's just like they can't stop. So what do you tell them?
Oh man, I think that's unique to each person, right? What makes you feel better? Because at the end of the day, it's you're using those substances to make up for something, right? When you're in rehab, most people are like, "Oh, my parents thought that I wasn't good enough." Yeah, and it's also a crutch, and it's also something that's always present. That at the time doesn't have negative consequences and is all positivity. There's nothing bad about it, right? When you're in the phase of using it, but all the repercussions that you're not thinking about when using it, all those creep up after. And so I think finding a community, like when I went through treatment, like the best I've felt in my whole entire life was when I was involved. Sponsoring gentlemen, helping them walk through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. That was fantastic. And so I think creating community initially and then finding something you can be creative in and excel. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for those dopamine spikes. So fitness, some people are weird and do like endurance sports.
Like running a marathon?
Yes, like that. Those types of things.
We're not mentally ill at all.
I'm just running 26 miles.
Yeah, no big.
For fun. So I like Addicts to Athletes. It's a program that's out in Utah County. It's erase and replace. Because as you go through life and you identify as an addict, like, is that a cool thing to identify as? Not really. Yeah. But you can be recovered and a good father, a good brother, a good, like, all those many other things that you now do well because you're not stuck in a bathroom smoking a crack pipe, whatever it is.
Yeah.
All those new things that you're good at, why do you not identify as that? I'm a damn good father. I am whatever it may be, because that's your new identity. And the part is the change from one day. That's all it takes. Because you can be a completely different person from who you were before, as long as you're now doing the new things that type of person does. Is that?
So Brock, our coach, once told me during my session, all this kind of stuff. I told him, like, I crave, even during this, like, I crave candy. Like, I don't crave chocolate or anything like that or cookies. I crave, like, sweet tarts and Skittles and stupid things like that. Like, I don't know what it is, sour stuff. And so every now and then indulge, it's totally fun, but it's not something you can do all the time because you have an ultimate goal. And he's like, usually those cravings last 5-10 minutes. And so just simply do something in replace of that, and then you'll forget that you're craving it, and then you can move forward because your body just wants the sugar, so to speak. So with that being said, is that kind of like what addiction is, so to speak, where you have that initial just draw to use again, and then if you just do something different for a little bit of time, that desire goes away for that moment? Or is it always just pressing and always just, because that'd be hard.
Oh, it definitely softens, right? Like in the beginning, it's a lot more difficult. And so being involved in community, especially right out the gate, like that's your new place to belong. People naturally want to belong to some sort of group, right? And commonly it's their friends that they use with is the people they belong to. Mm-hmm. So just diving face, and that's what kept me sober, is I was going a meeting a day and just very involved. And as time lapsed, because with them, you're always identifying as an alcoholic forever. And so me personally, I wanted growth from that. So it was a great springboard to get me the momentum of going. But I grew out of that phase of who I was and became a different person.
So changing the identity, because if you tell yourself over and over and over that you're an addict, your brain is going to continue to feel that way versus, you know, we had another buddy on the show that talked about his serious battles with, you know, his past and addiction and things like that. And he had an acronym that I loved, GAS, gratitude, action, service. He like lives his, like, that's like his life's code. He has this thing called the wake up list. He just talks about all the things he's grateful for. And I love that you, going back to what you said of that you've turned what you do into helping people instead of hurting people. And the few different people that we've talked to on the show that have talked about a past with substance abuse and things like that, every single one of them have a level of service and giving back and like a major tie towards community. And I think that shows a lot to your nature, right? Of like deep down that like you've, you know, like I think the world is just full of good people that end up in hard situations and make hard, and you know, sometimes make hard choices. And that I love the comeback stories. I love seeing people of like, so many people judge people based on their pasts, but then that's the same buddy talked about like rock bottom is concrete, dude. And you can build off of concrete. And you can, and looking at what you've built and seeing how you give back to your community and the different food trucks and stuff that you're helping out there and all of these other smaller companies that you're helping giving space and build back up, that I think speaks to your nature. And that's one of the major reasons why
I still want to try one of those churros.
Yeah. That were in the kitchen.
Phenomenal.
We took a tour of your kitchen and oh man. But that's the thing is that like podcasting and sponsors and social media and stuff like that, it's all part of the game. But we like to partner with brands with the like you said with Mountain Ops. Like there's a story there. Cool. There is integrity there. There is authenticity there. There is aside from the product, aside from of like what the company does, it's like who the company is and who is the people inside the company. And I love that. And I feel like we became quick friends with you. And you're one of those guys that like within a couple of minutes we were making some pretty inappropriate jokes, which is funny.
Never.
Nope.
But I mean, this is the thing too, is that like as we've gotten more involved with you, like you're not small potatoes, dude. There's some big names and big people you've worked with, and a lot of them swear by this. I mean, it's just the way the algorithm works, right? I see your ads, and we'll be in a few of them, but I mean, it's one of my favorite things. Have you air fried them yet?
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of time. That's what I like, but so I like microwave them and you do it, and then I'm off. But
so I love how this is pivoted. Like same thing with Mountain Ops. He does what he does because he went through a time period where he didn't have any food to feed his family and somebody fed him. And then you had a time period where you felt like you were, you know, hurting people or, you know, it was more than just yourself. And so by giving back, like I said, I love the backstories. I call them top ramen stories because it's back when like you had nothing but top ramen. And I think we've all been there. And so I think that call it God, call it universe, call it whatever. I think that's where where much is given, much is required. You know, that scripture comes from. For me is that I think that when you're given these talents and you're given these abilities, even though you have these harsh backstories, I think that's what turns us into the people that we need to be.
Well, it creates so much empathy. So Robert, you have tons of empathy. We have different empathies for different things that we've gone through, and it gives us more patience, more love, more kindness, more charity, all these kind of things that are going to help us so that we can bless other people's lives, because everyone is going through something. You probably know a lot of people who have went through not exactly what you went through, but are going through it, and you're able to help them. And just like us, like so many things we can help with due to the fact we got to go through those. experiences ourselves. And so,
And you told me earlier, you talked about the success story a little bit ago about the guy you were working with, but you told me about the other guy earlier when I was in your shop, the guy who came in on a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about that one. Tell him about that.
yeah, I don't know.
So, and it's cool because he's turned me on to one of my new favorite artists, Ren. But
Really good.
Ren is amazing, dude. Very talented.
The
And
one in his psych, what is it?
in the psych ward.
Psych ward.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I
am
know
Ren.
his music is amazing. I love
So
it.
I had no clue. And Sam is his name. Is rolled in a wheelchair when I first met him, and this is when he started the challenge. His mom is also disabled, and she's lost 90 pounds so far.
Oh wow.
Yeah, from the food. And I, like, in the past, I had a better pulse on all my clients, right? Because they all came in to pick up. When we grew a little bit, now we ship nationwide. I don't get to know everybody. And so we ran a challenge. He popped in, and I had never seen him in person, and he came rolling in a wheelchair. Like, and I had an amazing, like, the reason I got into food was so I could have that similar experience where I actually get to engage and help guide, like with what we did with you guys, and then watch the progress happen, and then watch the
what I'm
person
excited for.
change, right? The whole demeanor, like their outlook, their kids, like that's when the reward is paid.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he comes rolling in, and then he went through the challenge. He lost 20-something pounds in 8 weeks. And collectively, I think he's like 70 pounds. I tried to keep my finger on the pulse, but I'm not 100% sure on the exact weight that he's lost. But it's cool because that last time that he came in walking.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And see, that's why I love that is like,
strutting.
That's cool.
like there's so many companies and so many brands and things that they just focus on like numbers, and they just focus on pounds lost or things like that. But you're saying that it's the fact that he went from a riding wheelchair to walking in, and you're saying strutting, so he felt good about himself.
And he's still going.
And that's the thing is that's why I'm loving this, is because I just feel better. Like I was saying to, we work with another brand that does a fitness brand called Trainwell, and then we have our other coach Brock. I need to introduce you to him. But I was talking to him the other day, and I said I think this is the first time. I think it was post marathon, and we just started with you. I was like, I think this is the first time in decades that I can say I feel healthy. And I think that ties in, like that's such a blanket and umbrella statement of like, by focusing on just a little bit more on my physical health, it's improved my mental health, which has improved my emotional health, which has improved my relationship health with my wife, with my kids, with my friends, because I'm not self-sabotaging every single day. I'm not beating myself up every single day. I don't look in the mirror and being like, gosh, you're a slob, I hate you, or whatever. Or like, because I mean, there's people that have, body dysmorphia that are cut. But I think that it's like when you start showing your subconscious that like, I'm going to take care of you, even down to what fuel I'm putting inside you. I think you like tell your, this is my own meditation stuff right here.
This is the Bible.
Is like, I care about you enough that I'm going to focus on what I'm feeding you. Because as quick as the drive-through is, as quick as, and as tasty as those are, things like that at times, it's not even that. It's like, to me, it's like, it's showing my wife where she's seen me fall off a million different fads and, bought into V-Shred. I bought into all these different things I've tried. Right. And then her seeing me like, she whips up stuff for her and the kids, and I'll help with that. And then I crack mine out, throw it in a pan, sit down with the family. And it's like, I'm showing the people that I care about myself, and that I want to be around for you guys. And like I said, at the end of the day, I was spending back in my like really, really bad days when I was eating my feelings, not going to psychiatry appointments, things like that. I was spending thousands of dollars on food. I was stopping at the gas station on the way into work, sitting at my desk, and then counting down till the time till I go to lunch. And then I go spend $20, $30 at lunch.
Did you have stashes?
Oh yeah, dude. My bottom drawer where everyone else kept their files, I had just like candy bars. And I was pounding all kinds of drinks and stuff like that. And it just, cause it made me feel better at the time. But it was borderline financial abuse to my wife, because I was spending thousands of dollars on food that was killing me. And so I had the opinion for years that I couldn't afford stuff like this.
But that's why he has an OnlyFans page now.
Yeah, now that's why
he can afford.
Is it his feet?
Yeah, it's my feet. Especially after running a marathon, I lost half a toenail already. So, but not to get too heavy on this, but like I feel super passionate about it, even more so since we've started. Because first time I tried one of your meals at one of the networking meetings, I was like, oh, this is really good. I didn't realize it was like fitness based. I didn't realize it was dialed in. I realized it was macros. And then we met and you started feeding us, and I'm like, well, I feel good. My digestion is better, which everybody knows your gut health. Holy cow. Once I started paying close to my gut health. And so I feel like I get really intense, if you can't tell.
It's important.
I get really intense about stuff, and I get this is the bipolar manic side. I get ramped up about stuff.
He's jacked.
Yeah, I literally.
Just put him in front of someone, a crowd of people, and
I'll just go. It's like the Energizer buddy. But that's the thing is that like I love attaching myself and our brand to, like you said, to people who want to help, and that it's not just about, oh, we're going to shred you. Oh, we're going to get you cut, or like, oh, you got to spend X amount of dollars per month. I'm like, look, as a guy who loves food, like I'm the guy that closes my eyes when I take that first sip of Dr. Pepper. Like it just hits you right in the tingly spot in your brain.
Pleasure.
I don't feel like I'm missing out. And I appreciate this so much, because it's like, I'm looking at this of like, hey, this is the first summer in decades where I haven't been ashamed to take my shirt off and go swimming. And it's not about the perception of other people. It's about how I feel about myself while I'm out there. Cause I feel like everybody's looking, when in reality, I'm the only one that's looking at myself. So I love what you're doing. I love that it's more than meals. I don't know if there's a little tagline for you, whatever. Yeah, 1% Fitness Kitchen. It's more than meals, but and I love that you took the time to kind of tell us a little bit. I'm sure your story goes so much deeper than that.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, ups and downs. So it's like a new age soap opera.
Yeah,
Lots of twists, turns. When you live in that life, naturally, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Business is difficult. Entrepreneurship is difficult. Being a man in today's age is difficult. And so, I don't know, finding those supports and things that work, right? Because we're all limited in time. And at the end of the day, our goal is to work less and enjoy life more. Mm-hmm. But the system is set up to retire at a later time and date. Mm. And so there's definitely a sacrifice now for whatever the goal is, whether it's weight loss, whether it's business success. Any of those things require some sort of sacrifice. So it's just a matter of, hey, are you willing to make that sacrifice, and what's the best way? ChatGPT, tell me.
Yeah.
What's funny is Logan and I were actually making this observation the other day, is that the more we are around successful people, such as yourself and a few others, a lot of others.
Thank you.
Yeah. They're all fit. They've all taken care of themselves, because, I think they've all learned that if they take care of themselves, they have more energy for the family, more energy for the business. They can handle harder things. And I'm learning that as we've gotten, what did I say a couple months ago? Like, I would be dead. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I would have been dead a couple months ago with the stress I was going through it. And I really think I would have died if I wasn't, this was before I met you, but just running and exercising and doing the best I could with what we had, and losing 50 pounds, 60 pounds up to that point, I really believe I would have been dead. And so it's just like, I've noticed as I start taking care of myself, as we're especially eating healthy now, healthier, like we were doing the best we can, but this is immaculate and it tastes phenomenal. The peppercorn steak was my favorite, by the way. And was it the Thai chicken balls or turkey balls?
Turkey Thai
Thai
balls.
Oh, dude. I'm sitting here looking at these
Those are like OG.
the turkey fireballs are staring at me right now.
But I just noticed that I can handle hard things. It's still difficult, but I've noticed that my mind's more clear and I'm able to take care of it a little bit better. And I was just telling him, like I said, it's just like the more successful people are, I've noticed the better in shape they are. And I'm just kind of putting one and one together right now.
I love that.
The value of health. When people make a lot of money and they're unhealthy, the first thing that starts to dwindle is their health, right? Because you've dedicated yourself, and I'm even in this boat, like stressed out, working, doing everything that you can.
Oh, the first time we met you in your office, you were like
You're
stressed up,
battling with the city.
Oh, it doesn't. It's consistently like that.
Yeah.
And when it's not like that, I'm like, wait,
What's
this
wrong?
is
What did I
weird.
miss?
What's going on? But like being at the gym is a release for me. It gives you that dopamine spike, makes you feel good, confident. You leave the gym. Like when I leave the gym, I'm floating. I'm like, all right, I can go conquer the day. And so like similar with food, I'm not 100% eating the meals all the time. I have 5 kids, and so I eat what I want. And I, like you, I love candy. I absolutely love candy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying not to eat it, but I mean like
Balance.
3 meals of this, and then I have 120 grams. I don't have a lot of fat after this, so I got to be careful. So I got more protein and a little bit more carbs, but the protein, that's where I'm fine. But with the egg whites and with the hamburger, like just the beef and stuff like that, the low fat beef or whatever the frick it's called.
Yeah, low fat beef.
Is that what it
That's
is?
your new nickname. I'm gonna call you. Low.
90-10.
No, and what's funny is like we had meals for our family. Like we were going not out to eat, but we had a family party, and I had this, and we went to the family party, and they're eating, and I'm like, I'm not craving it.
Yeah.
Because what I just ate is so much better than what they're eating. You know what I mean? It's so cool.
So with all this, Robert, obviously we're gonna be paired up with you for a while, not just on this, but I mean just the friendship and stuff. You, as we're wrapping up, what's this last little bit that you can share with everybody, whether it's your backstory or what you've built or just health in general? What's the last little nugget?
That's a good one.
Maybe add some chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggies.
Yeah.
I
Pack
want
some
to know what
nuggies.
size your arms are too.
I think they're like 18s.
Oh,
Dang.
weak.
This is sitting.
You're just a widow guy. I'm just
I
joking.
know, 5'6" on
I
a
know,
bad
I'm just
day.
joking.
Yeah, dude, I think whatever you're set out to do, whether it's weight loss, entrepreneurship, good father, whatever it may be, right? Application for what you're doing, number one, and then grace for self.
Ooh.
Right? There's so much, because I do the comparison game where I'm like, okay, and what I've created is fantastic, but I always want it to be more. And so then I'm comparing to some of these influencer folk on Instagram, which they're only showing the happy parts of their lives.
Yeah.
Having 5 kids and life and business, it gets pretty complicated. And so one of the things or main things that I'm focusing on this year is to give myself grace for where I'm at. Not excuses by no means, just grace for, hey, this is the current situation or scenario. You got to be okay with that.
Like you would give me and Logan grace and forgiveness. Why aren't you doing it for yourself?
I love that.
Amen.
Dude, Robert, thanks so much for coming out, man. And for being a part of
suck.
Dadbods
I
and
love
for
being part of you, their group, and
taking a shot on us. So check out 1% Fitness all over the socials. We'll link all that stuff with this episode, and stay tuned because
do we have a code or no code? They
Oh,
just,
yeah, you got a code Dadbods.
yeah, code Dadbods. So we'll link all
I
that.
have a lot of people buying. I've never told them.
So we will link all that. Check out 1% Fitness.
people.
Check out what we're eating and what we're on, and just get out there and try and be 1% better than you were yesterday.
How much did they say for our code?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
25%.
Shut up.
Yeah. Use code DADBODS at 1% Fitness and you'll save 25%.
Really good deal.
It's an amazing deal.
Brilliant.
I really had no idea. Yeah. That's
Well, guys, we will catch you next week.
Doodles.